Okay, so we have finished round number 38, and round number 39 we've worked 5 trebles together separated by a chain 3. So we've worked 3 of those into the chain 2 space from round number 31. Okay, so now we're on to, so you're going to go off and do that. I'm not going to show you how to do it because it's pretty easy. You know, you start with the chain 4 and then you work another 4 trebles together, okay, to make 5, and then chain 1 to close, chain 3, and then the next one is 5 trebles together, chain 1 to close, chain 3, and one more time, and then fasten off. And you're going to work those into your 4 corners from round number 31. Okay, so we finished our Celtic weave, round number 38. So that's round number 38, round number 39, and we are going to work round number 40. So round number 40, okay, we're going to be starting with 4 half double crochets into our chain 3 space, like so. So we're going to start with a chain 2, which is equal to 1 half double crochet, and we're going to work another 3, 2, 3. Then we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work another 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we're going to skip over that. One of the reasons I left this is because in the next rounds you're going to be able to work that tail in. Okay, so we're just going to sort of skip over everything, and we're going to be working a half double crochet into all of our stitches from round number 38. Okay, so the way that I'm doing it is you're doing a half double crochet into, so you're working into the top of your stitches, so into the double crochet front post, then you're working into the next 2 outer trebles. Remember our outer trebles and our inner trebles, and then you're going to work into the inner trebles, okay, and then 2 outers and 2 inners, 2 outers, okay, and 2 inners. So basically you're working a half double crochet into all of the stitches. So once you have finished your working your last half double crochet into the next double crochet front post, you should have exactly 50 half double crochets, okay, not counting the corners, of course. So we're just going to zoom along like that. Okay, I'm going to do this with you to the next corner, and then after that should be pretty easy. Oopsie. Okay, so we've done that one, so 2 outers, 2 inners. It just helps me make sure that I am getting it into the right stitches. Okay, so 2 outers, 2 inners. Okay, and I'm carrying on with parchment with this because it seems like the logical colour to continue. Okay, and carrying on, and we're doing half double crochets into the top of all the stitches like so. Right, 1, 2, 3. Trying to untangle my yarn here. So we did. Okay, and 1, 2. Alright, hope you can see what's going on there. And now we're doing our last ones, and we are at the double crochet front post, so we're going to do our last half double crochet into that double crochet front post, and then we're going to work 4 half double crochets, 2, 3, 4. We're going to work 4 into the chain 3 space. Okay, between our 5 trebles together, we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're working 4, chain 2, 4. So 4 half double crochets, chain 2, 4 half double crochets into our chain 3 space from the previous round. Okay, those 5 trebles together, and then we are back to working our half double crochets into all of the stitches, and you should have 50. Okay, so make sure you have 50. Alright, okay, so I'm going to just leave you there, and I'm sure you'll be absolutely fine. So that's what it's going to look like. Right, that's what it's going to look like, and I shall see you at the end of round number 40. Okay, finishing up round number 40. Okay, so we're just going to slip stitch into the top of our beginning chains like that. Okay, right, so then of course I'm trying to find my scissors. Where is my scissors? It's been one of those days where I'm looking for scissors. Okay, so you can snip off and slip stitch closed. Right, you can sew in your ends, and we shall move on to round number, so I just want to show you round number 41. I just want to show you your corners. Okay, let me show you one that isn't quite so lots of tails, so it's going to look like that. Okay, so I can't really show you a big picture at the moment because yeah, space issues. Right, so that is the end of round number 40. So we don't have that much more to go. You know, we're going to be doing a border and then we're going to finish. So we are practically finished. So I will see you at round number 41. Okay, so I kind of zoomed on ahead in round number 41. So we're working into the chain 2 space between our 4 half double crochets, okay, from round number 40. okay, so the reason I zoomed on ahead was because it was starting to get really dark and I was trying to finish, but of course, you know, that's the problem with doing video tutorials and photographs and things like that, is that you very much sort of held ransom by the light, you know. I would finish my designs super quick, you know, within 2 days or so, you know. If I didn't have to, well, it's not that I have to do all the videos and the tutorials. There's no point in making pretty things if you don't have a pattern to share, right? So, you know, there was a time where I was making up my patterns as I went along, and, you know, people were saying, but what about, I want to do that, I want to recreate that. And I realized, well, you know, if you are going to share your beautiful designs, or, you know, any kind of designs, then it's only polite to have a pattern to share. Okay, so let's just ignore what's happening over there. Alright, just pretend. In fact, I will okay, so this is not where you're going to start, right? I'm just being weird here. Right, so don't just ignore me. Alright, just pretend that I am not doing this. Okay, so, oh, what am I doing? Oh no, that's correct. You can see it's early morning. Okay, so just ignore this. Pretend I'm not doing this. Alright, so round number 40, you're going to begin in a chain 2 space, alright? From round number 41, you're going to begin in the chain 2 space for round number 40. And obviously if you start, you're going to start with a standing double crochet, or you're going to start with 3 chains, which is equal to, you know, the more traditional way. You're going to start with 3 chains, which is equal to a double crochet. So I'm going to work a double crochet because, you know, but pretend that I have started with 3 chains. So the pattern is 3 double crochets into your chain 2 space. Chain 2, right, and 3 double crochets into the same chain space, right, like that. So that will be your first corner. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Then you're going to work a double crochet. I had to stop for a sneeze. So now, after you've worked your 3 double crochets into your corner, you're going to work a double crochet front post over the next 4 half double crochets. So we're working 4 double crochet front posts like that. Okay, then you're going to work a half double crochet front post over the next 50 stitches. Alright, so those are all those half double crochets that you did in round number 40. And that's, so this is a super duper simple round. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the chain 2 corner space, 1 double crochet over each of your 4 half double crochets from round number 40, and then a half double crochet, a double crochet front post, right, and then half double crochets front posts around all of your half double crochets that you made along the side here, like that. Okay, and you should end up with 50 like that. Okay, what it's going to look like. Alright, so I'm going to leave you, and I shall see you at the end of round number 41. Sorry about the the weird start. And okay, so I think you know how to negotiate these corners now, and obviously it's in the written pattern as well. And I will see you at the end of round number 41. Okay, so I've made my last half double crochet front post that was worked over that the half double crochet that you made into the top of the double crochet front post, right? Okay, so now we're just going to work a double crochet front post around the next 4 half double crochets, like so. Right, one, the last one, and then you're going to slip stitch into the top of your beginning chain. Okay, and that is the end of round number 41. Okay, so you should have 50 half double crochet front posts, and in your corners you will have 8 double crochet front posts and 6, okay, 2 times 3 double crochets and 1 chain 2 space. So that's for your corners and then your sides. Okie dokie, so I will see you at the beginning of round number 42. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the color is grey, and I've been calling it graphite, but it's grey. It's actually grey. It's Stylecraft Special DK. Okay, so see you at round number 42. Okay, so round number 42, we've slip stitched into our the top of our beginning stitches. We're going to slip stitch again, and then we're going to slip stitch into the corner space. Okay, so we're kind of just using those slip stitches to reach the corner. Then you're going to chain 2 equal to 1 half double crochet, and you're going to work a half double crochet into that corner. You're going to chain 2, and you're going to work 2 half double crochets. Okay, so basically it's 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, and then we are going to yarn over, and you're going to work a half double crochet back post around all of your stitches. So that includes your beginning double crochet front post, right? Okay, so we're working half double crochet back posts like that. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and then you're going to be working half double crochet back posts over all of your stitches, all of your half double crochet front posts, like so. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. Alright, so I shall meet you over here and then show you how to negotiate the next phase. Just to finish off that corner for round number 42, and then we'll be moving on to round number 43. So I shall see you there. Okay, so just a quick recap. We are on round number 42. You slip stitched into the next double crochet, corner double crochet, then you slip stitched into the chain 2 space, and you worked 2 chains equal to 1 half double crochet, then you did another half double crochet, chain 2, 2 half double crochets for your corner, and then you started with your half double crochet back posts. You're basically working over all of the stitches, okay, your double crochet front posts and your half double crochet front posts. So I shall see you over here. Okay, so before I meet you there, just to give you the stitch count, so you should have 64 stitches per side, not counting your corners, okay, because you have 3 double crochets that you worked into plus 4 double crochet front posts, and then your 50, so it's 7 plus 50, and then on the other side you'll have 7 as well, so it's 50 plus 14, which is 64. So you should have 64 half double crochet back posts per side. So each side, okay, will have 64 half double crochet back posts. Okay, so I have been trying to write this in the pattern and taking photographs at the same time. It's a little bit difficult to explain. So, you know, I hope everybody will watch the video. So, what we've done here with round number 42 is our last half double crochet front post over the double crochets, okay, in the corner. Now you're going to work behind these 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half double crochets, so that corner from round number 42. What we're going to do is, it's a bit tricky, so let me just, okay, so let's get ready. So what we're going to do is yarn over twice, okay, so you're going to yarn over twice, and you're going to go through that space between your 3 double crochets. You know, the double crochets that you worked into your chain 2 space. Okay, for a moment I thought there was 4 double crochets, but it wasn't. I was just about to have a panic attack. Okay, so you've done your last half double crochet back post for round number 42. You're going to yarn over and you're going to go through that space between your double crochets, okay, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hook because you want to work a front post, okay, you want to work a treble front post over your 5 trebles together. So you're going to hook this through that hole, through that space, and you're going to work a treble front post like that. So even though you're pulling it to the back, it is front post, right? And then you're going to take your hook and work, so that's where you're going to attach it with a single crochet into the chain 2 space between your corners, okay? So you are attaching it between those 2 half double crochets into that chain 2 space from that round, right, where you had the 3 double crochets. So that was round number 41. Then you're going to yarn over. So okay, we're skipping, we're just ignoring those 2 half double crochets, chain 2, 2 half, okay, so we're skipping that corner. So we're skipping those 2 half double crochets and we're just going to work a half double crochet into all of the next stitches. Half double crochet back post, I beg your pardon. Right, and then we're just going to carry on like that. So we're going to go on like that right down the other side, and when we get to our corner we're going to do that that treble front post again, okay? So, but I will see you at the next corner and we'll do that together again. So this is the beginning of round number 43. 3, and I'm carrying on with the grey. Okay, so I wanted to show you, I'm kind of on the last row here, but I wanted to show you again how to do that treble front post. Okay, so you've worked your last half double crochet back post. Okay, after your last half double crochet back post over those double crochets, and then you're going to yarn over twice, insert your hook through that big space over there. Then you're going to go around the back like that and just pull your treble fives together up through that big hole. Okay, then you're going to work your treble front post over. Okay, so be careful you don't end up with a treble back post or something like that, and then you work a single crochet into that chain 2 space between those 2 half double crochets. Okay, so I haven't sewn in any of my tails yet, but that serves to neaten up that top end of your treble 5 together, and also to kind of close off that hole. Okay, and then you're going to skip. So okay, you're skipping your half double crochets in the corners there, and you're just going to work a half double crochet back post over all of the stitches. So it's 64 half double crochet back posts, I think. I will confirm that at the end of this row. 64. Okay, and then you just carry on like that. Alright, so I shall see you at the end of this round so we can finish that off together. Okay, and to close our round, okay, so it is 64, exactly 64 half double crochet back posts, and then we're going to slip stitch into our first, whoops, I thought I'd cut that off. We are going to slip stitch into that those first chains, the first chain 2s, and then we're going to snip off our yarn like that. Okay, and that is the end of round number 43, and we are going to move on to round number 44. Okay, so you can see how your square is beginning to develop like that. Obviously it needs good blocking. So, you know, if you want, you can also, I sometimes, you know, in between rounds, especially if it's kind of the end of the day, then I just, you know, I block my square overnight. But I'm going to go and sew in these tails, which have been annoying me now for a few rounds, and then I'll see you at round number 44. Okay, so we are at the end of round number 43, and in fact there's a bit of trickery going on here. I only had a tiny little bit of this grey left, but I managed to find some at my local yarn shop, which doesn't always have the colours that I'm using. So in fact, because I wasn't sure if they would have it, if they would have this colour and I might have to do a colour change, I snipped off my yarn, but now I've attached I've attached a new one. So we are ending this round, so we're just going to pretend that we're carrying on. So we're going to end this round with a slip stitch kind of, you know, over your treble and all that, you know, so you've worked all of that. It's just going to work a slip stitch kind of right into the beginning over there, so you know you're still keeping your corners open like that. And now we're going to carry on. Okay, so round number 44 is the same story. Okay, we're just skipping that, and we are working a back post, a half double crochet back post into all of the stitches. Okay, so we're just going to go in there like that. Right, sometimes it helps just to look behind to make sure that you are going into the right stitches, although you can't really go wrong. Okay, so we're just going to work half double crochet back posts again, and the next round, round number 45, we're pretty much going to do exactly the same thing. Okay, so we're working half double crochet back post because you're making a nice thick chunky border here. Okay, you know, I was very tempted to do all sorts of other things because you know how I love all the intricate and fancy and flowery and fluffy things. And it was quite a discipline for me to sort of stick to the straight and narrow, you know, because I really did want to create a cushion cover that you could do in a long weekend. Lots of repetitive stitches, you know, not really my trademark because you know I like to change things up. But so it was quite a discipline for me as well, to, you know, to sort of stick to the plan. I just want to show you with the design. Just gonna move it over here so you can kind of see where we're going, you know. So it's going to, you know, so that's how it's going to look. So we're going to have it, you know, what this reminds me of a lot of is knitting. It has a very sort of knitted look to it, you know, with these cables and all that kind of stuff. It's sort of, I hadn't intended that, so it's sort of fun, you know. Anyway, so this is what we're working on at the moment, this border over here. Okay, you know, so the corners are going to look like that. Although I might work puffs into, I'm not really sure. no, stick to the plan. Okay, so basically that's what we work. So we're almost finished, so you can see. So we're working on this border here, and then we're going to do these lovely squishy rows of popcorns. I couldn't help myself, I just had to do them. And then we're going to do a finishing round. This in fact is called the crab stitch. So if you've never done the crab stitch before, we are going to be doing the crab stitch. So here I've done an extra row of half double crochets, but I think I might omit that row and just do them kind of on top of the popcorns, you know. But the crab stitch, you actually work from left to right. So instead of working from, you know, going that way, you're going to go backwards. That was quite a fun stitch, and I haven't done that before. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so, you know, here we are. Alright, so we are at that sort of squishy border part. Alright, so you're just going to carry on working your half double crochets. I'll see you at the end of this row and then just sort of show you how to negotiate the border. Okay, so round number 44 this is, and see you in a moment. Okay, so when we get to our final half double crochet like that of the row, then we're just going to do a single crochet front post over that single crochet that we made into the space between the two half double crochets, and then carry on. Okay, so you're just going to carry on working those half double crochet back posts. If I say front posts, nope. Okay, so you're going to be working these half double crochet back posts down the other side as well. Okay, like that. Alright, so you're going to kind of look like that. Alright, so you just carry on with round number 44, and I shall see you at the end of round number 44 before we before we go on to the next round. So you don't close off there, you don't snip off your yarn, you just do not fasten off. So see you at round number 45. Well, at the end of round 44 and the beginning of round 45. Okay, so we've worked our last single crochet front post over that single crochet, and then we're going to yarn over and continue. We're going to continue one more round of those half double crochet front posts. So this is the beginning of round number 45, and it's the last round of this lot. Okay, so you're just going to carry on with your half double crochet back posts, and you're going to just work a single crochet front post over your single crochet front post. That's going to be your corners, and then carry on with your half double crochet back posts. Okay. Okay, so we are here at the end of round number 45, and you're just going to work a single crochet over that last single crochet, and then just slip stitch into your next stitch, which is the top of the first half double crochet. Why am I looking for scissors? I have 3 pairs of scissors and I'm always looking for them. Okay, so now you are going to snip off, and you're just going to pull that through. Okay, so you've got that sort of going on in the corners. Alright, and at this point your piece is going to look a bit sort of squishy, but obviously that's all going to sort itself out when you give it a nice blocking. Okay, because it does need a really good blocking, because when you're working these kind of stitches, it does tend to sort of pull your work in, you know. So you can see, even if I just hold it down with my elbows and give it, and I tend to do this, and sometimes I even block it overnight, and because also I need to get a sense of, you know, how the pattern's going to end up, and you know, I tend to use as few stitches as possible, so it's very seldom that the work is sort of, you know, wavy. If anything, it'll always be kind of a bit short, and then of course I rely on the lovely stretch of acrylic. Look at that. Okay, to do the rest of the work. This is designed, I know that some of you are going to use it as a centerpiece, possibly for an Afghan, but it is designed for a cushion cover, so it's designed to kind of like fit over, you know, a square cushion cover. So if you are going to, you know, in which case you don't have to really block it, you know, if your cushion is going to be you know, a little bit bigger than the finished size, then you know, it'll stretch out of its own accord. But if you're going to use it as a central piece, a central panel for a blanket, you know, then you're going to have to do some like serious blocking. I would suggest even wetting it completely, blocking it out, you know, leaving it for a day or two. So at the moment we are looking at 17 and a half. Difficult to say because I can't. Let me see if I can stretch that corner. No, it's 18. Okay, so at the moment it's 18 inches, which is 46 centimeters. Okay, so you know, once you've done this round, any you know, you can stop at any point. You know, you might want to just go there, you know, you might want to just stop at that one, you know, that one, you carry on. You know, I'm just expanding because you know, I want a bigger cushion cover. So that is round number 45, and that is the end of this nice chunky border which we've done in grey. And now round number 46. Okay, so I went and did a nice quick blocking. So a very quick way to block your work, and especially if you want to block kind of between, you know, certain parts of your work, is to just give it, you know, pin it out on a large surface. So I have a huge piece of foam, covered foam, which is actually one of the seats of my big four-seater couch, so I pin it out and then spritz it really heavily with water. This is my spritzy bottle. It's actually an old witch hazel spritz bottle, but now I just fill it with water, and then I use my hairdryer. So that goes pretty quickly. You know, then I leave it sort of pinned out for about an hour or so, and then, you know, have a cup of coffee, go hang up some washing, wash a few dishes, you know, play with the dogs. Anyway, so now we are on to round number 46, and we're going to be working 3 treble fives together. So we're going to start off with a chain, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you hear a whole lot of snorting and bumping and strange things happening in the room, it's actually my Staffy Joe. Joe! He's don't shame. He's 15 years old. He is deaf and blind, but he doesn't care. Okay, so alright, so we're going to do 5 of these. Right, well, actually, it's, you know, we're going to start off with a chain 4, and then we're going to do 3 trebles. Right, together. Chain 1 to close, chain 2. And again, 1, 2. So this time we are doing 5 trebles together. 3, 4, 5. Okay, chain 1 to close, and chain 2, and then we're going to do another one. So when I do these, you know, this is when I do these kind of trebles together, I always work over the tail. Just makes it neater to work in later. But that's just me, you know, we all have our little quirks. So that's 1, right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's 3. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1 to close. And then what we're going to do is we are going to skip. So now it's a little bit difficult to see. Alright, so it's actually easier to see from the back than the front. Alright, so we're going to skip our first half double crochet back post. So that's that one. Okay, so you know, if you turn your work that way, you know, then you can see the stitches a lot more clearly. So we're going to be working, so we're going to skip that first one. So just want to make sure. Okay, so it's that one, so we're skipping that one and we're working into the next space. We are going to make, yes, here it comes. We are going to be making popcorns. I just love those popcorns. I just love them. They're just such lovely, cute stitches. I don't know how to describe it. Okay, and then we are going to Okay, hang on a second, I just need to check something on the pattern. Oh, I was right. I was just double checking on my own pattern how many stitches you have to skip. Of course you have to skip 2. Right, so we're going to do a 5 double crochet, you know, so that's a pretty conventional size. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do a 5 double crochet popcorn, chain 1 into, so we're going to skip, you know, we're going to skip 2 half double crochet back posts, and we're working into every second space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I have to tell you, today is just the most perfect crochet weather ever. It is cool, rainy, not too rainy. It's just absolutely lovely. I could sit here all day long and crochet. Okay, so that's round number 46. Round number 46. We start off with the 3 5 double crochets together, chain 2, skip, and then when we work our first popcorn, we're going to skip 1 half double crochet, back post, and we're going to work into the space before the next one. Then we're going to skip 2. So, you know, we're not skipping the actual, skip the legs. We're going to skip 2 legs like that, okay? And then you're going to basically work, notes, we're not going to do trebles, we are going to work popcorns. Okay, you're just going to carry on like that, and I shall see you at the end of this row and negotiate the corners with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always count because sometimes it looks like 5 but in fact it's 6. Happens. Okay, so you just carry on with that and I'll see you towards the end. So round number 46, and I'll meet you in a minute or two. Okay, so 32 popcorns, right? 32 popcorns is what you should have, and there's your you know, your skipped half double crochet back post. And now you're going to, oopsie, sorry, I'm right off camera. Okay, so we've done 32 popcorns and there's 31 chain 1 spaces, and we are going to yarn over twice, and then we're going to be working into that chain 2 space from round number 41, and we're going to work our 3 5 trebles together. So you've got 1 2 3 4, and we're going to do number 5. Okay, yarn over, pull through, and chain 1 to close, chain 2, chain 1 to close, chain 2. Okay, yarn over twice, 1 2. So we're going to do the same. So we're working into that chain 2 space. 2. Okay, 1 2. 1 2. And 1 2. So remember to chain 1 to close, 1 2 3 4 5, and then a chain 2. So squeeze all of these in. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, yarn over, and we're going to be working into that next space after that first half double crochet back post. We're going to work a 5 double crochet popcorn. Okay, so we're not doing any single crochets or anything, any chains over there. Okay, we're just doing that chain 1 to close, and then we're going straight into the popcorn. Then we're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and we're going to do, there we go. So we're going to be working exactly what we did down the other side. Okay, we're going to be working our 32 popcorns. 3, 4, 5. Okay. Chain 1 to close, chain 1. And off you go. So I will see you at the end of round number 46. And round number 47 is also popcorn, so don't fasten off, okay? Just wait for me. Wait for me before the corner. And I'll meet you there. Okay. Okay, so we have completed round number 46 and finished the last popcorn number 32. Now what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and we're going to work 2 popcorns. So that's okay. So basically, before we work our 2 yarn before we work our popcorns, we are going to work a slip stitch into the top of those 5 trebles together. So we're finishing off with round number 46, and this is popcorn number 32. So we are going to finish off round number 46 with a slip stitch we can into the top of that 5 trebles together. Okay, so that's where our slip stitch is going to be placed. That's the end of round number 46. So now we're going on to round number 47. We're just going to yarn over, and I know this is probably not the most elegant way of starting this, but that's the way I'm going to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work a popcorn. In fact, we're going to work 2 popcorns. Okay, so it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we're going to work 2 popcorns into our chain. That's not good. Going to work 2 popcorns into our chain 2 space. We will eventually work 2 popcorns into our chain 2 space. There we go. Okay, so just chain 1 to close. Alright, and then you're immediately going to work another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sitsie, sitsie, sits. Okay, so we've worked 2 popcorns into our chain 2 space from round number 45. And then going to yarn over and work, before we yarn over, we're going to chain 2. Okay, so we're going to chain 2. Then we're going to work a double crochet front post over our treble, 5 trebles together. Alright, chain 2, work another 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to work 2 more popcorns. Right, just regular popcorns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 double crochets. Okay. Chain 1 to close. Okay, so, and then we're going to yarn over and work a double crochet front post over the last, or number 3, 5 trebles together. Now we're going to yarn over, and into that space before our first popcorn of the previous round, we are going to work. That's where we're going to start our next popcorn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna pop that in, and we're not going to be doing a chain 1 in this round. We're just going to be working popcorn into all of the chain 1 spaces. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oopsie. 3, 4, 5. Alright. Alright, so I'll just lay this down flat like that. Okay, so that is your, that's kind of your, not kind of, that is your next corner. And then we're going to be working a popcorn into all of the chain 1 spaces, as I said. And then when you get to the end here, you need to work your popcorn into that space. That's not a chain 1 space, it's a joining space between your 5 trebles together and your popcorn, but you're going to be working your last popcorn into that space, and then you'll do a double crochet front post. Okay, but I'll meet you over here, and then we can do the next corner together, and then you should be fine on your own after that. So that is round number 47, and I will see you at the end of this row. Okay, so we are on popcorn number 32, and our final popcorn is going to be worked after popcorn number 32 from round number 46. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. Right. We're just going to pop that in like that. Chain 1. Alright, so you should have 33 popcorns in all. Alright, per side. Then we're going to be doing our double crochet front post, and then working 2 popcorns into the chain 2 space. 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes it looks like 6. So chain 1 to close, move that over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Okay. Yarn over and work a double crochet front post over your treble 5. Okay, so we worked that first double crochet front post over those 5 trebles together, and now we've chained 2 and we're working another double crochet front post over the treble 5 together. We're going to chain 2, and then we're back to working 2 popcorns into the chain 2 space. Okay, from round number 40, 40, 40, 40, 46. Oh, missed one there. I'm hoping that my parchment colour is going to last. That's all I have left, and I still have to get 3 more sides done. So 2, 3, 4, 5, right, chain 1, yarn over, and work a double crochet front post over your last 5 trebles together, and yarn over and work your first popcorn into that space before your first popcorn from round number 47. 3, 4, 5. Okay, you're going to just careful not to insert it into the top of your double crochet. Okay, double crochet front post. Right, and that's your second corner. And now that's pretty much where you are at the moment, and you just carry on like that. Pretty simple, and I shall see you at the end of this round, which is round number, when I said work a double crochet front post over your 5 trebles together, I said round 46. I mean round 45, of course. Okay, and hang on a second, something is not right. Did I not write? Okay, I don't know what's going on with me. No, I'm right. I'm right. That is round number 46, okay? And this is round number 47. Ugh, sometimes I get confused. You know why? Because often, I'm thinking of these as independent rounds, I think. But of course, this one we worked in with the popcorns. That's what happens when I do long repetitive rows of things, and my mind starts wandering. I start thinking about other things and I lose complete track. Okay, so we are on round number 47, and I shall see you at the end of round number 47. You should have 33 popcorns on the sides, and you're going to have 2 popcorns and 3 double crochet front posts for the corners. Plus 2 chain 2s. Okay, so see you just now. Okay, so we have reached the end of round number 47, and what we're going to do is we're kind of just going to go, oopsie, so that's the last. Alright, so I just want to show you. So we're going to be doing the last popcorn, so that's popcorn number 33 from round number 47. So we're doing it into that space right after your last popcorn from round number 46. Okay, so just going to, so there we've got popcorn number 33. Now you're going to skip over your double crochet front post that we did over there, so that over there, and we're going to work a single. So this is now officially the beginning of round number 48. So you're going to work a single crochet into the top of the first corner popcorn, and you're going to work a single crochet between the 2 popcorns. You're going to work a single crochet into the top, and then you're going to work 2 half double crochets into your chain 2 space. You're going to chain 1, and you're going to work 2 half double crochets into your next chain 2 space. So you're skipping over that double crochet front post that you made over your 5 trebles together. Then you're going to pop a single crochet into the top of the popcorn, single crochet in the space between the popcorn, single crochet into the top of the popcorn. We're going to skip over the double crochet front post over our 5 trebles together, and we're going to pop a single crochet into the top of the popcorn. and a single crochet between, single crochet into the top of the popcorn, single crochet between, and that's how we're going to go along. Okay, right, so nice, quick and easy round, and this is basically our second last round. Okay, well, it can also be your last round if you like, because the last round is going to be that crab stitch, which you're going to finish off. But what I wanted to mention is, if you're going to use this block to make a blanket, for example, not going around the bases, but joining, making more blocks and joining them. For example, if you do 4 of these blocks, you have a baby blanket. If you do 6 of these blocks, you have a throw, lapgan. If you do 10 of these blocks, you have a very big blanket. So this is basically the join, so you keep it at, if you are going to make more of these blocks, you can just keep this as your single crochets, being your last round. Okay, because when you join your next block, you're going to have this lovely border of puffs. Okay, and then of course you can. Okay, so I was sort of yada-yadaing on about I ran out of my memory card. I really need to kind of upgrade to something a little bit more 21st century. Okay, so round number 48, we're working that last single crochet right into our last popcorn. Now what you're going to do is you're going to slip stitch into the single crochet that you made into your into the top of your first popcorn. Okay, so you're going to slip stitch into the top of your first popcorn. I'm actually just writing it down, because otherwise when I'm writing the pattern I'm going to forget. Now this is an optional round, so as I was explaining to you before, if you're going to use this block for making a blanket, for example, you might want to use 4 of these blocks, baby blankets, 6 of these blocks, as I was saying, Afghan, 10 of the blocks, nice big queen-sized throw for your bed. Okay, then you might want to just keep your single crochets like that, because you can imagine when you're joining your next board, you're going to have this lovely sort of 4 rows of popcorns. Okay, and then it's easy to join when you've got single crochets. But if you're going to just finish off, and this is going to be your cushion cover, then okay, what I'm going to do is just carry on with parchment, because I still have a bit left, so I may as well carry on with it. Is you're going to do a crab stitch. So if you've never done a crab stitch before, basically you can imagine that it's going to look very awkward. It's going to look very awkward making it. So what you're going to do is you're going to actually work backwards. Okay, so you're going to kind of work. Okay, so the first one is a bit weird. So you're working back into that single crochet that you just made, like that. And you're going to be working backwards into all of your single crochets. Okay, so you're working, can you see? Backwards. So you're working backwards, try and keep your tension even, which I don't. But you should try and do that, because then you keep your those loops nice and even, so you don't have like bigger loops and then smaller loops. So just so I'm hanging on to my yarn, between my fingers there, but keep your tension up. Okay, no, don't yarn over. You're doing single crochets. Okay, so you're doing single crochets backwards. You're just working backwards like that. Okay, this is such a pretty stitch, in fact. Very easy. It's a nice way to finish off, you know, things like face cloths, if you're making, you know, those sort of things like cloths and hand towels and all those sort of things. You know, it looks almost like a, well, not like a blanket stitch, but in a, you know, how you would often finish off embroidery pieces. Okay, so that's all it is. You're basically working single crochets, but instead of working them forwards, you're working them backwards, like so. You're just going backwards like that, and that's going to be how it finishes off. Okay, can you see? It really is. Okay, maybe you can't, you know, but you can see how it kind of like rolls over like that. It's a really pretty stitch. I'm going to, so this is round number 49. We're going to work these crab stitches all the way to the, and then I'll just show you how to go around the corner, and then you should be fine from there. So this is the final round. Woohoo! Okay, so I've kind of reached, you know, the big corner. Right, I'm just going to undo that again. Okay, so we are going to be working the crab stitch, you know, into the top of that into the top of the half double crochets, into the top of the chain one, and then, you know, you might have to turn your work. You're just going to carry on, you know, just following patiently each stitch. So, you know, you just carry on like that, you know, until you go around the corner and it's a little bit easier. You can see how this is also such a nice stitch if you want to finish off a bag or any kind of garment as well. Okay, so there you've gone, you know, you've gone, this is kind of like your big corner. You know, I always say this is kind of the big corner because I always do a different design, you know, in the big corner, and then this is a little corner. So, you know, you've just basically just worked into the top of those stitches, not panicking, you know, just nice and easy, carrying on, you know. You just keep your eye on the top of the next stitch, because that is, you know, where you're going to go. So you just keep your eye on the top of the next. So the only thing you need to do is just keep your eye on the top of the next stitch, as I've just said 500 times. I'm just going to do this again, because the other thing is also keeping a check on your tension. Okay, because if you don't keep your tension fairly consistent, then you're going to get, it's going to become a bit like over ridgy, you know. You're going to have sort of uneven ridges. Okay, so you just nice and easy, keep your tension up, right, and just work patiently into each of your chain, into each of the tops of those, I was going to say chain ones, single crochets. Okay, just like that. Right, as I say, this is an optional round. You may look at it and go, I am not doing that. But if that's the way you would like to finish off and learn a new stitch, if you've never done a crab stitch before, then, you know, you can just do it. Right, so I think that's it. This is the end, and I shall see you at the very end of this row. I mean, end of this of the of the complete round. I'm getting the stutters here. Okay, so okay, so you can see what a nice, lovely, neat way it is to kind of finish your edges and also make them, it's like quite a nice sturdy finish. I really like that because of course I like all these sort of, mushy, squidgy stitches. Oh, I just love them so much. Okay, I'll see you in a moment. Okay, so I just did my last crab stitch and then I pulled, I'll show you what I did. I should have shown you. Okay, so what I did was I just pulled out, so let's go. So instead of doing the next one kind of over, that's it, because there's your first one. I just pulled out like that and then sort of did a slip stitch. So it kind of worked into that but didn't finish it. So it like worked into the next stitch, which would have worked over the first crab stitch. But I didn't do that. I just pulled my hook out and did a slip stitch. There, okay. But I mean, maybe you can find a neater way to do it, but that's where I did. So this, my fellow yarnies, is now the end of round number 49. And like I say, round number 49 is really an optional round, okay? So if you're going to carry on and maybe carry on with some other rounds because you want to make a blanket, or if you are going to just stop right there, that is another round. Otherwise you can just simply leave it, the single crochets to work into later on. Okay, so the end of the Riebeek Kasteel weekend cushion cover. And you can see over here, I've created sort of a secondary design in the corners, and I've kept it quite sort of laid back with my colors. But if you want to, these corner rounds like that, you can do independently, you can do separately. It might be a little bit of a thing because, for example, this one carries on here, but you could do these differently so that you really see that design, so you can do them separately in different colors and then carry on with your plain border. You'll just have to, so instead of starting from your corners, for example, whatever, you'll have to just start in the row with a new with a new color. But that's completely up to you. I just wanted to keep it actually quite plain, and especially after a Munzie, phew, with all those color changes and lots of color, lots of stuff going on, I wanted to keep it a little bit toned down. Okay, so I'm going to go and block. What I wanted to mention when you're blocking is to kind of block from the center. So when you're blocking, put your pins in here first, kind of block from the center out, okay, because that really blocks this nicely. That includes these corners, so you can put your pins in there and there, so kind of move your work out from the center, because that's the way I've been blocking, and it just, it really does make such a nice difference with your, to have your work properly blocked. Okay, so you can see I'm reluctant to leave you, but what I am going to do is I've done the smaller squares, like I've done the smaller squares in the other colorway, but I'm going to do them in this colorway now. So I might do a tutorial for this colorway. Okay, so adieu friends, see you in crochet land.